to the show and fall at your door. We got that info for you. Touchdown on that plane and buy anything. More than just a podcast for you.
Welcome to another edition of the 10-4 YouTube show. I'm your hostess with your mostess, Jamesetta, and joining me today are our faithful friends, Terrence, Parsons, Kevin, Toliver, and welcome back, Frankie, Rob. Welcome back.
Man, thank you for having me.
I like the look. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, boy.
I couldn't resist. Sorry, guys. So hopping right in, Deion Sanders, there's rumors that he's going to be the new head coach at Jackson State. Can he bring HBCUs?
Well, I'm going to jump right in on that one real quick. Yeah, I think everybody thinking the same thing we all thinking. Yes, he's going to make an impact. He's going to make a change. And, you know, it's a lot of great things, a lot of upside for the HBCU with a 10-time household name like that coming in to coach your program, okay? However, there's always some legalities that you got to get through before you sign the dotted line and make it official. Now, y'all know he went Under Armour, and Jackson State's a Nike school. So you already know they clashing. Deion Sanders sitting back looking both ways trying to figure out, okay, who's going to win this battle? Somebody got to come up with some money. I do know that. And I don't think Jackson State got it to buy him out. But we'll see. Be a big upside for, you know, a lot of athletes. And from what I'm understanding, people are already considering, you know, leaning on HBCUs a bit more harder now because of that announcement. So,
True.
That's my words on that.
Okay.
Mr. Parsons, you gonna go?
I'm
I
gonna let you go.
All right, look, man.
Go.
Look, I'm happy that he's doing something for the HBCUs because, you know, I try my best to get my son into one. But my thing is that if you from Florida, wouldn't it be a bigger avenue for you to come to Florida and get a VCU, get a FAMU, something like that? You know what I'm saying? To start this off versus a state where nobody you know really from. Like if you was in Florida, I think it would change. Which not no disrespect to anybody, but I do believe that Florida does produce some of the best athletes. Period. So why not come here in your own state round? I'm not saying all athletes. I'm just saying at the end of the day, all athletes are black, right? I'm sorry, right? So what I'm thinking, just being honest, but what I'm saying is that I really do feel like if you came to Florida and got an HBCU here in Florida that with the talent that we have and the people that follow each other, you know, they're all like, you know, tag-along type people here, right? So why wouldn't you come here and start something like that here in the avenues you create for a lot of people here in Florida? I know in my city, Jacksonville, we the murder capital of Florida, right? So why not come here in Florida and now you can give avenue to these boys to get somewhere behind some greatness like you have? In my opinion.
Hey, one thing I'm gonna tell you about that, Frankie, it's bigger than that, bro. Somebody offered him something real nice, and trust me, ain't nobody in Florida doing it. Just like everything else. I'm sorry, I'm gonna beat my
you just
state.
saying it's a financial.
Yes, it is.
Versus a moral game.
That's right. It ain't just all of that. Yeah. I love Florida, but I'm gonna speak the reality of it. It's BS. You know, hey, Florida ain't step up. So okay.
I feel you.
and I think no one's talking about this, but Mississippi has one of the best JUCO programs in the state, in the whole United States. And so athletes do come from Florida, but it's a few Florida athletes in Mississippi, and it's a few Mississippi athletes too. I think this is going to be interesting because one of the things I can say about Deion Sanders is he's remained connected to his community. And he is consistently in the youth market. He has like Truth basketball and baseball and football. He coaches at his son's private squares. He's a man of faith, and he's obvious about his faith. So there are a lot of people who are like, yes, I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I think that the thing is going to be, can he win? That is going to be the really big indicator. I don't know that people are going to give him time. Unfortunately, I think people are going to come in, they're going to expect him to come in day one without knowing his players or teaching them a system. They're going to expect him to win automatically because of who he is, and I don't know that that's realistic. That's just my opinion.
Right.
I feel like
I disagree with that.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's big for Jackson State because he's Deion Sanders. As far as the HBCUs, it's going to take some time. For Jackson State, yes, they made a come up, and I know everybody in that front office, they're going to give him some time because you got to figure he's not going to get his own recruiting class for at least another year or so. So the kids he got now ain't really his. So he got to work with them. But moving forward over the next couple of years, it's going to be his recruiting class. And if I know I'm a good corner, I'm definitely hoping he give me an offer because he knows that position.
Absolutely.
Like Ms. Cleveland said, he's been in the market with the youth for so long. He has a good repertoire, so he's definitely going to be able to turn some heads. He's going to let them know it don't matter where you go, it's what you do in the field. And coming from him, you got to take that in. You know, it can't be just any other coach. It's Deion Sanders, Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl. Yeah, he's going to get me to the next level because that's my goal. It's good to win if he has the opportunity because his background speaks for itself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you don't got to go to a Power 5 school to make it to the NFL. You just got to be seen. And just because it's Deion Sanders, they're going to be seen.
Right.
And then they're going to get some big games on their schedule. You see what I'm saying? Like, they may try to play a team they know they can't win. It's about exposure, and that's what he's definitely going to bring to Jackson State, a lot of exposure.
True. Maybe I'm hating.
Because
I wanted him in Florida.
Hey, you hating, you looking out for Florida, but let me tell you something. I look at the big picture. It is what it is. I look at the big picture, and at the end of the day, hey, Miss Jamesetta, let me tell you something. I understand your opinion, but trust me, if they're spending the money on him, they're going to give him the time, what he needs to take care of business.
Okay.
I promise you
that I would like. I would love that. I think that he's one of the few that has an established market. He's been working with youth so long. I mean, he has 2 7-on-7 teams, the one in Texas and then the one in Florida. Like, he has kids that are going to go to Jackson State like tomorrow when they make the formal announcement. So recruiting is going to be like an easier deal for him because he's been in people's living rooms already. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Anytime you get to a deal that close and all you got to figure out really is the sponsorship piece that he's involved in, they done gave him everything he asked for.
You're right.
Let me tell you something.
Right.
I met Deion. I've hung out with him when Kevin was coming through. Kevin was at his first Prime 21 camp.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best corner 21 camp, and we talked a lot. Let me tell you something. That guy right there, he gonna get what he wants, and he know how to get it.
And he's good with kids. We did the Under Armour. He's good with
people.
Kids. He's really good with kids. He's really, really good with them. So the next 2 questions I'm going to put together because they have the same theme. We're seeing right now several college football players across the country that may have signed with agents. Do we think that under the COVID circumstances, they should be allowed to opt back in to going back to school, get their eligibility back, even though they've signed with agents already?
Well, in my opinion, I say I say yes, they should be able to. Even though it was a grown man decision, you're no longer, 20 years old. You 21 years old, at least 21 years old. So you made a grown man decision to opt out to sign with the agent because you're looking at your future. But in the same sense, due to the pandemic and everything that's going on, you got to understand that, mentally they may not have been there. You know what I'm saying? They may not have been like mentally strong to understand what could happen. Not like us as adults, we know that things could change. You want to think about that. But even as an adult, if my son was in a situation, I can't say that I wouldn't tell him to go ahead and sign because at least you solidify your future signing with somebody. But then if they come back open, I feel like he should have a chance to go back to college and play football again, in my opinion.
I mean, a lot of these kids made the decision. I only can start to speak for the Big Ten. So, first of all, you take away their 3 out-of-conference games. You say you only going to play for the Big Ten championship. But now they talking about college playoff, 8-game schedule. Everything's back on play. So they made these decisions based off there's no season. That was the decision based off. Now, after, Trump makes that call, they're going to get all the rapid tests and everything. This kind of changes the narrative now. Now it's like, hold on. We playing for something now. This is what I came to school for. So if these kids is willing to give up whatever they got from their agents right now to come back and play, their love for the game is on a higher level. Because, see, most kids, once they get there, I'm good, I don't want to play. But you get one shot at this. So with everything on the table, yeah, I might want to come back and play. Again, it all depends on that. Huh?
One shot at what?
Winning the national championship. When you go to college, you got 4 years, maybe 5 if you redshirt. So after that, it's over. There's no pandemic, we won't be having this discussion. When nobody opted out, everybody be playing. So it's unusual circumstances. So for the NCAA, whether they're 20, 21, 22, if these kids want to come back and play, let them. It ain't hurting nobody.
That's a fact.
I mean, they're actually taking a chance themselves. Getting hurt, catching COVID. I mean, for real, all the liabilities on them. All they got to do is sign a waiver to let them play. The kids are the one that's taking the chance, and they're taking the chance and not even getting paid for it. They playing for the love of the game.
Right.
Nah, not really, but I digress. I'll put a pin in that. Toliver, thoughts? You smiling? No
I know, right?
I kind of like all three statements y'all making here. So do I think they should be able to opt back in? Yes, I think they should. However, just as well as I know, the whole plan was behind the scene was to flush the toilet. Okay? And I promise you, they're not going to open it up to them kids. I'm going to just be honest. That's my own opinion. They're not going to give them an opportunity to come back. They're going to hold them to it because the whole plan was to flush it anyway. And it just happened to turn out this way. It's really kind of sad to say that, but it was a flush move. The pandemic, all of it. Flush move.
I'm going to say, I'm going to be the lone dissenter here, and I'm going to say no. They should not be allowed to come back because grown men I'm going to say in this instance, and this might be me being jaded. People are coming back. One course, it's about film, and it's about, let me qualify, mature film. It's about the connections that you may have an opportunity to make. And for some kids, it's about the possibility to win a national championship, but not all. But even the decision to come back, it's an economic decision. It's not I love football and I could care less if I go to the next level, so I want to come back and play. It is truly an economic decision. And if you didn't make those economic choices up front, then, that's on you. That's on the people that are around you. I mean, you don't gotta like it, but it's the truth. I mean, honest. It's an asterisk season. Who's really finna have some really good film? Look at the caliber of what's playing right now. Who's finna have some really, really decent film? Nobody. It's going to take you till November or December to get that, and that's consistently.
Yeah, that's because the Big Ten. I feel the same way about the film right now. That's because the Big Ten and the SEC hasn't really played in the games yet. Because without those two teams, college football not the same.
Oh, bless it.
To me, it ain't the same. I watched it all my life. It ain't the same not watching Ohio State play, watching the Penn State play.
Hey, think about this. Y'all think about this. Jamesetta, what you said is facts and is true. However, what Mr. Parsons said is reality. 90% of them kids is playing for a ring in a championship to get exposure. I'm going to just tell you because that's all I hear across the whole United States. Now, I'm not downplaying what you're saying. That's the way you should do it. It should be an economic decision. But that's BS. They running out here trying to go get paid, and they need all the support on film and exposure to get paid. Them kids ain't thinking about no economic decisions.
I totally agree.
Mr. Parsons is straight 100% correct. They not.
I totally agree. And again, that goes to who you have around you, because somebody needed to make the economic decision.